Hey guys, Justin Bucci here. So I'm going to go ahead and analyze gold and NAS. So I removed GBP JPY just because I wasn't willing to commit more time to it. So it's better just to stick to 1 to 2 pairs. So moving forward, for now, I'm only going to trade gold and NAS as usual. So yeah, so let's start with gold first and take a look to see what happened this week. So as always, we'd like to start on the 4-hour time frame just to kind of get a general idea of where price is and where it's going. So we'll go to Monday. So this is Monday. So Monday, obviously, price is pretty much trending up, right? It's still within this context of lower high and lower low, right? Meaning it's still bearish. So let's take a look to see what happened on Monday. Oops, where's Monday? Sorry, this is Monday right here. Okay. So we need to go to the 1-hour time frame just to see what the 1-hour time frame is doing. So prior to the New York session, what I noticed is that there was a QMR level here. So that was my original entry point that I was going to use, but obviously once the session ended, I didn't take it because this is not a time that I personally trade, so I can't do anything about that, so totally fine. So, and then in session, I noticed that price is trending up. So around where it closed, I was waiting for a pullback trade, so that would have came on the lower time frame, but for this, I think that it happened outside of session. Yeah, so this trade was outside session too. This would have been my trade I would have taken. And this was at 11:45, yeah. So there's no trade in session on Monday, so that's okay. Go back to the 4-hour and just kind of follow where price is. So that was Monday, this is Tuesday. So Tuesday, what I notice is that, just gonna give you my logic. So I marked this level here. Right. So I was basically waiting to see if price would respect or break that level. So I was waiting for the 8 o'clock candle to close. So if price broke it with the body, meaning this level right here, I was looking for buys. So price did break it, and then what I did was I refined it to this level. Oops. Which is just a simple break and retest. And then the 30-minute, we had closing price confirmation. Just a simple break and retest, right? With closing price and then go up. So that was a great trade, A+ for Tuesday. That was Tuesday. Super simple. Let's go to Wednesday now. So Wednesday, I'm following the CMP now at this point. I noticed that price is bullish. I have a break and retest, so obviously I'd be looking for a buy. So what do I need to do? I need to drop down time frames. I notice price is trending up, but price is bullish. I don't see anything on the 1-hour. Oops. So this is when I go to the 30-minute, and then this is when I notice the higher high, higher low, and then I just need to find a setup. So what I notice is that there's a QMR right here. And then you have the apex. And then since it's on the 15-minute, I like to refine it one time frame down if it allows me to. And it does. So I'll just take this level here, which is a refinement, and then this level here, which is the apex. And that's it. And then price ended up going to that level and then obviously going up. So that was a great trade for Wednesday. You can kind of see it more clearly on the 30-minute time frame. Right? Just see the logic and why I took it, right? Because you have a higher high, higher low, higher high, and then at the higher low, there was the M15 refined to the M5 QMR, and that's where price went to continue the push up, right? So you have structure, you have location, and you have a setup. It's as simple as it gets. And then we go back to the 4 hour. And then this was on Thursday. So Thursday, I noticed two things. I noticed that price respected this level here prior to the New York session. So I'm already thinking that price is putting in a new higher low. So now I go to the 1 hour and I just take a look and see what price is doing. So I'm just going to mark this level here just to show you what my thought process first. So then I go to 30. Oops. I refined it to this level. Sorry. Then I go to the 15 because I'm trying to get a sense of structure. So at the CMP, what I notice is that price is bearish. It's in between this lower high and lower low. Then what I notice at the CMP is that prior to the New York session, price is bearish too. You have this, You have an internal bearish structure, right? So as long as price didn't touch this area first, I would be looking for sells first. So that's exactly what I did. And then all I did was basically look for a setup at the lower high on the 15-minute. So I go to the 5. And then what I notice is that there's a mini QMR level here on the 5. So that tells me I need to go to the 1 minute time frame. And I go to the 1 minute time frame to see if it's any more clear or obvious. And then what I notice is that, okay, I have a QMR. I have the apex. And then price basically went there. And then price also created another QMR here. You have the high, low, higher, high, lower, low. And then price came back and tapped it. So you had another confirmation. So this was a great trade. And then on top of that, you got to keep in mind that price is bullish on the 4 hour and it respected the 4 hour breakout level, right? So, and this is the 15-minute level. So once price got here, I look on the 5 or the 1 minute for confirmation. So what I notice is that price created a breakout here, and this is a potential QMR. So then I drop down to, sorry, I want to delete all these drawings. Oops. Sorry. Okay. So where was I? Sorry about that. So go to the 15. Okay. So this was the lower low on the 15-minute time frame, right? And as I mentioned to you, price is making a higher low on the 4 hour. So you always got to keep in mind where you are and follow context and logic, right? So on the 5 and the 1 minute, I'm basically looking for a shift of structure to continue with the 4 hour higher low on the 4 hour time frame. So I see this. I drop down to the 1 minute time frame to see if it's any more obvious or clear. Because the 5 minute is okay, but I need to see the waves. And then as soon as I see this, I was like, oh, okay, perfect. This was the level I think on the 5 minute, and then I had the apex. So it was a QMR, right? And then price obviously tapped it and then went up. Pretty clear, pretty obvious, and that was it. I don't think Friday was NFP, but for some reason, I guess the market was closed. I don't know. Anyway, let's go to the 4 hour. Let's go to NAS. Let's keep it simple. Let's go to Monday. This was Monday. So Monday, obviously we know we're bearish. We're putting in a lower high. Let's go to the 1 hour, see what we're doing. 1 hour, we're pretty much doing the same thing. We're putting in a new lower high. So we know we're looking for sells. I don't think there was a setup this day, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I traded this day. Let me see. Yeah, there was nothing on that day. So there was no trade for this day, which was Monday. So we just move on. And then now we go to Tuesday. So Tuesday price is bearish within this context, right? But it's in a pullback. So we got to follow the CMP for NAS. NAS is all about the CMP. So what you'll notice is that the 1 hour is also bearish here, right? But you got to follow the CMP. So I dropped down to the 30. And I noticed that the 30 had already shifted bullish, right? and then I'm following the CMP. This is the CMP, because you're always trading what is price doing right now. What is price doing, right? So follow the CMP. It's more clear on the 15. It's not so clear on the 30. And then as we get over to this area, just kind of show you. I'm just gonna show you what I'm talking about. You're following structure and you're following the CMP, right? So this is the higher high, this is the higher low. Then when price breaks below it, it shifts bearish, right? So you can see that price shifted bearish, right? So then I believe this shifted. So let me see the closing price on this: 23.99.4, 23.98. So this closed below. So this becomes the lower low. This became the lower high. And you can see prior to the New York session, price shifted when it closed above it. And then what do we got? We have breakout here and QMR here. So these are the two levels that I would take personally. Why wouldn't I take the QMR? I mean the apex, because the apex is too far away. I want to trade what's right in front of me. So these are the two areas and levels I would take. And that's it. Right? So price continued to go up. Pretty simple. This was Tuesday. Just a simple shift of structure with a break and retest. And that's it. So then we go to Wednesday. Wednesday, I'm following the CMP. What do I notice prior to New York? We have a bullish breakout here. So I need to go to the 1 hour just to confirm where 1 hour is. So I notice 1 hour is bullish, right? I need to look for a setup. So I'm looking for buys because I'm following the CMP. I don't see any any setup here. Again, just look at the logic, right? You have the higher high, you have the higher low. So I'm looking for buys in the higher low area. I don't see anything on the 30. Drop down to the 15. What do I got? I got a QMR on the 15. So we know I need to refine that to the 5. Just follow the logic, right? Follow the logic. Follow the logic. Okay, I notice it's the same level. So when it's the same level, I drop down to the 1 minute just to see if there's anything else within there. So I'm just going to scroll, because I need 2 levels always. So where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Okay. So then I refined it to this level here. Now this was the level I took to enter from. And then I just go back up, just move over so it's easier to see. And then you can see price pretty much tapped it and went up, so that was a good trade. You see the QMR, doesn't get any better than that. That was Wednesday, simple. Now let's go to Thursday. This was Thursday. So Thursday, price looked like it was at a higher low. So I would most likely look for buys, but I got to follow the CMP. So I'm following the CMP first, always, right? So let me just delete this again. So I'm following the CMP. I'm trying to take a look what current price is doing. Not so clear on the 30. It's more clear on the not so clear on the 1 hour, more clear on the 30, and then on the 15 it's more clear. So now what I do is just follow the logic, right? What I see currently at the CMP is that price is bearish, right? So now I need to see if there's any setup at the 15-minute lower high. Drop down to the 5 and the 1-er. What do we got? I don't see anything too obvious on the 5 minute so I got to drop down to the 1. And then this to me is what I notice is like, oh, okay, we got a QMR. And these levels are so close together, but to me, I still count this. It's still valid for me. So you have the high, low, higher high, and then lower low, and then price came back and tapped. That was my logic, and then price came back and tapped, and then went down, and then that was it. That was Thursday. So that was the trade I took for Thursday. That was my logic. Now we got to go to the... now, Friday was NFP. I marked the charts, but I didn't trade. I'm going to just show you the logic. So price is technically bullish on the 4. We got to go to the 1. We need to see. 1 hour is bearish because you can see here this was shifted when it broke this level here. What do we notice? We notice the QMR here, so I'm just going to mark these levels first. I'm going to go all the way to the 15 because that's where I always refine. So I got my QMR here. I got my apex here. And I'm good to go. Obviously price tapped and went down, right? Got to the apex and dropped. No surprise there. Now I'm going to show you when that's the first part, right, that I saw. The second part is following the CMP, right? So when I'm following the CMP, I notice that price is bearish, right? I'll just show you. I'm always following the CMP, right? So what do we got here at the CMP? We got a lower high and a lower low. What do we have here? Price shifts bullish. Okay, so drop down. Is there anything there? What do we got? Got a little something here. A little QMR. Okay, let's see if we can refine this to 1 minute. Looks like we can. So we're in business. And that was the correct level to use. And then price obviously went up. And then it went down, right? So that's pretty much it. That's just basically using logic, right? So hope that makes sense. You see the QMR there. You can't get any more clean than that. It's a little too obvious. And yeah, just follow logic, right? So why did I take that trade? Why would I do that? Because price is at a lower low, in respect to the lower low. You got to follow logic. If you don't follow logic, then you're lost, right? So look at that. Lower high, lower low, lower potential high, right? This is a potential lower high. Oops, double bottom. That's oops right there. That's a double bottom, right? So what does that tell you? That tells me that price is shifting. So how do I know price is shifting? I got a double bottom. Now how do I confirm price is shifting? I need a shift of structure. Okay, well where's your shift of structure? Well, let's take a look in the 5 minute. What do we got? This is the last lower low, right? Oops, price broke it. Now that becomes the lower low. This becomes the lower high. What do we got? There we go. There we go. And then I just refined it to the 1 minute, just to show you how simple this is. There you go. Doesn't have to be perfect. And that's it. And we're off to the races. You can't get any better than that. So just keep it simple, use logic, use structure, and you'll be good to go. So let's see how we do this week. Thanks, guys.